What's up, YouTube? We are back with another video. In this video, we're talking about why you should or should not homestead. So, number one reason would be you want to live a more self-sufficient life, a more happy life, and a more simplified life. Number two would be homestead exemptions. A lot of you don't know what homestead exemptions are, so let's talk about it. In most U.S. states, homesteaders can make use of something called a homestead exemption. This allows homeowners to protect the value of their home and land from creditors and taxes. The benefit also transfers on to your spouse if you die as a homeowner. Homestead benefits are for the life of you and for your spouse as long as you continue to occupy the homesteaded property. That means homesteading can potentially give you something called forced sale immunity. That means the creditors cannot force you to sell your home to cover your debts if you default on a loan or other debt. However, this usually won't protect you from specific types of debt like defaulted property taxes or mortgage foreclosures. Anyways, some states allow your entire property to be exempt from property taxes. In other cases, you're shielded up to a specific amount, such as the first $50,000 to $75,000 of your home's assessed value. Since homestead exemptions vary so much from state to state, you should consult a lawyer or an accountant before making any financial decision relating to your homestead. Or Google homestead laws for your state. Number three, security. Having a title to your land and home gives many homesteaders a great sense of security. And once you feel better if you own your own house, your own property, do what you want to do, don't have neighbors, go out there and fire up your big mud bog truck and fucking tear shit up, or go out ride your four-wheeler, or you don't have people crying about your cows. Anyways, with minimal costs and expenses and the ability to be self-sufficient and live off the land, homesteading can provide you with a feeling of safety. By living a homesteading lifestyle, you'll naturally have lower bills, obviously. Homesteaders tend to make a lower income, but since they have much lower expenses, they may not even need to work an individual job. So, you can figure it out. Number four is pride. Homesteaders take pride in having a piece of land to call their own. After you do homesteading, you couldn't even imagine, running in a tiny apartment, when they prefer to have your own land that you can provide for your own family. Number five, less stress. Like most people who live in this country, obviously, homesteaders report experiencing a lot less stress than those who live in loud and busy cities and urban centers. Imagine your home being surrounded by the songs and sounds of birds chirping and livestock instead of a busy traffic and police sirens, which I still hear police sirens. So my house is on a main highway that they just extended. But you can tune it out. The rest of my property back in the back, all you see is birds, and all you hear is birds. I got so many birds back there, it's ridiculous. I just started getting hummingbirds coming back, so that's freaking sweet. 6, more environmentally conscious. Homesteaders have a close relationship with nature than those who live in the city. They know where their food comes from because they often grow most of it themselves. As a result, you naturally have the incentive to care more about the environment and make sure your agricultural practices are sustainable. Your land will continue to support you for the rest of your lives, and hopefully the lives of your children as well if you choose to homestead and you do a good job at it, or you do a half-assed job at it. Number 7, you have better physical health. Running a homestead requires a lot more physical labor than at an office job, or most jobs in the city for that matter. If you combine that with the fact that homesteaders typically eat healthy, nutritious foods that they make themselves, you have much less opportunity to indulge in processed food like pizza and chips, but you can go to the store and buy that stuff if you want to. But you do it once a blue moon, so you're saving a crap ton of money. You're also going to have lower stress. Regular physical exercise and a healthy diet are all some of the strong factors in staying fit well into age and living a long life. Number 8, increased self-confidence. Have you ever done something on your own and you made it actually work? Think about how much confidence you had, how much energy you had, how much mental boost you had. Starting a homestead will require you picking up a whole new set of skills and hobbies that you never had before. Those skills will make you more capable, obviously, self-sufficient, and your confidence will grow. And your self-esteem also, ladies, will probably rise dramatically. But homesteading isn't easy. There's a steep learning curve to learn all the new skills you'll need. It can be very challenging and even overwhelming at first. But many of the challenges help you grow into a stronger, better person. And more respectful person for that matter. It's a very empowering feeling to know that you're self-sufficient and you're completely in control of your own destiny. For many homesteaders, society and electric grid could disappear tomorrow and they still be able to continue on enjoying exactly the same lifestyle. Like if I didn't have YouTube, I would be fine. If I didn't have TV, I would be fine. I got an antenna and I got a crap ton of movies. It's fine. Number 9, one of the better ones, family bonding. Homesteading can bring your family closer together. Imagine not having to go to work all day long. Instead, you can spend time doing your chores and taking care of your property alongside your spouse and kids. So, family members, bonding. That means a lot more opportunities for chatting and getting quality time for each other, which your kids will be appreciative of that. Homesteading will magically, create the perfect family. You're still likely to have disagreements and times when you want your own space, which you might have more disagreements, but you have more area to run away and do stuff, and you have more chores to do to get away from your wife. When a family spends time together during the day, sits down to eat a meal together, when it all said and done, it's likely to be closer than one, it doesn't. So we can go on with homesteading, but I think that you guys can grasp it. And here's a big thing. Can you get land for free for homesteading? The answer is yes. Surprisingly, the answer is yes. Many United states still offer the option to own your own land for free through the Homestead Act or similar programs. The main downside is that you'll need to move to a small remote towns in places like Alaska or Montana. Nowadays, though, don't expect you to get a huge 100-acre plot of land for free, though. Most commonly today, you only receive a lot in part of a subdivision, and there may be specific provisions. Maybe, like for example, you may be required to build your own house within a year of receiving your free land. This means you'll have to apply for homestead with proof you have the funds to build a home, as well as a proposed design or floor plan. You may also be on the hook for extra costs, such as paying the community to develop streets, sewers, and water for your property, but you still can get land for free, and that's the big key. If you start searching, you might be surprised at how many U.S. states offer the ability to get free land as long as you have a bit of flexibility regarding where you live. Unfortunately, you likely won't have much luck finding free land to start your homestead outside the United States. Canada doesn't do it, Australia doesn't do it, UK doesn't do it, Europe doesn't do it, European countries don't do it. You can certainly buy your own land in rural areas for a lot cheaper than major cities, but don't expect it to be free. But most states allow homesteading to a varying degree. The top choices for homesteading typically are like Idaho, West Virginia, Tennessee, Oregon, Missouri, although you can do it in Florida also, which I am doing myself in Florida. On 1 acre of land, you can be self-sufficient. You can provide most of the food for your family needs, and you'll be fine. An acre isn't really enough to own pigs and cows in terms of livestock. You can only support a small flock of chickens, 2 goats, or a large garden. 5 to 10 acres would be more comfortable for living completely self-sufficient. How much does it cost to start a homestead? This is a big question. Expect to spend at least $250,000 to set up a small homestead, including purchasing a home with ample land, equipment, farm prep, etc. You will also have an ongoing cost of about $20,000 per year in terms of property tax, healthcare, utilities, vehicles, gas, insurance, repairs, animal feed, and more. Homesteads grow super popular though. Year to year, more people come up with romantic ideals they want a homestead, but it's not for everybody. If you're willing to put in the effort and work hard, it can be a very rewarding way to live. Homesteading is a mindset and a way of life, and doesn't necessarily need to live on a farm to get started. But by gradually becoming more self-sufficient and simplifying your life, you can slowly move step by step towards your ultimate goal of living the life of a homesteader, or off-grid, whatever. And after you're all set up, you can begin to make money from the homestead. So that 250K you just spent, you can get right back in a year. If you got a good small farm, if you just grow microgreens, you can make $250,000 back in no time. Anyways, this is the conclusion of this homestead section, and next section I think we will do some gardening probably. And I'm going to break it up in little sections. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, and if you like my videos, please feel free to share. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'm not going to beg you to do it, but it does inspire me to grow my channel. It helps me grow my channel. And it gets my information out to more viewers. I feel like I'm giving some beneficial information for people who are not homesteaders, people who are questioning becoming homesteaders, and I want to make sure that they have the best opportunity to succeed. So I appreciate y'all watching.